Hi, I want to talk today about powers of attorney. Most insurance agents are very unfamiliar with the legal world of powers of attorney, but you are responsible to determine if your client has a power of attorney and if they might need a power of attorney but don't have one. Okay, so it's a little bit of a gray area that they're thrusting you into. So say you go out to someone's home and they appear to be cloudy, you know not to go ahead and proceed taking an application or making a presentation with somebody that doesn't seem to be fully there cognitively. And we know that. The question is, if someone appears to be really robust and just fine and healthy, that you don't necessarily ask, hey, do you have a power of attorney? Because you assume that they're healthy because they appear to be healthy. But you still need, it's part of your duty to ask them, does anyone have a power of attorney? And so we've had a situation where an agent did not ask and the person's daughter did have a power of attorney. He had no way to know that she would have a power of attorney. He went ahead and took the application, and then the daughter lodged a complaint because she was upset that she wasn't involved in the process. Well, how would the agent even know? The client appeared perfectly fine. So if you refer to your United Healthcare agent training manual, and I think actually it's on page 58 or in that area, you do have the duty to inquire if there is an existing power of attorney, even if the person appears to be fine. So that was news to me, and as an agent I would naturally feel it'd be insulting to ask somebody, hey, does somebody have a power of attorney? I wouldn't say that to someone that appears perfectly healthy. But this is the world we live in. So cover yourself and make sure that you've asked. Now, if someone does have a power of attorney, I'm not going to go into the different types of powers of attorney, but if they do say that someone does have power of attorney, they need to be present, they need to sign the application. So in your application, when someone is a power of attorney, they become your agent. And the lingo there is confusing because you are their insurance agent. A power of attorney is somebody acting on behalf of another person. So on your application, it'll say if you're the authorized representative. That means if you are the power of attorney. So they don't use the language here that makes it easier for you. We never said any of this is going to be easy. This is where the power of attorney would sign, and they're going to sign the application. They're the ones that it's legally binding the contract. Your client, the member, is not able to sign for themselves. So they are not actually signing and dating it. They have given that power to someone else. So the power of attorney is the one that's signing it. When we first started with MedAdvantage and Part D, we used to collect the power of attorney and send the legal document in with the application, and we don't do that anymore. You should get a copy of the power of attorney. You should at least verify that there is a power of attorney that's still in effect. If you have questions about the type of power of attorney, if it still is in effect, you can feel free to call us here and we can help advise you on that. So there's been quite a few cases involved in the annuity world of people taking applications with people that had powers of attorney and that agent wasn't present, and one of the agents lost his license and it went all the way up to the California Supreme Court and has recently been overturned. You might be familiar with the Glenn Neesham case. If you haven't heard about it, I would recommend you Google it because it'll make your blood run cold as an insurance agent. But this little quick video here is just to remind you that people that appear completely healthy, cognitively fine, might in fact have a power of attorney. And the way mental disabilities work is sometimes you're totally fine and then other times you can't remember your name. So they might be having a very lucid day with you, but they aren't mentally able to make a legal contract, and they're not legally able because that power has been given to someone else. So inquire about power of attorney, make that part of your sales presentation.